want to talk to you about one of my favorite subjects, consistency. Why is it so important? Okay, let's imagine you're training for a marathon and one day you decide to stop running. You might be able to get away with that for maybe a day or two. Maybe if you're really lucky, maybe even a couple weeks at the beginning of your training, but eventually it's going to catch up with you. That's the same thing when it comes to achieving success in life. Consistency, consistency, consistency. That's the key. So, what does it mean to stay consistent? Well, consistency is the critical driver for success. Being consistent means dedicating yourself to your goals and staying focused on the things and activities to achieve those goals. Consistency requires a long-term commitment from you and involves sustained effort in doing actions repeatedly until you achieve your goals. Discipline, accountability, right? Being responsible, they're all parts of staying consistent. Consistency can spell, the difference between failure and success. Being consistent can help anybody achieve success in any field and anything they want to do. It can be pretty easy to see why a lot of people, can't be successful in their lives nowadays because of the way our society works and, with technology and how it interacts with everyday life. The world today revolves around providing instant gratification, and the presence of technology has made people more impatient and they want quick results now. With just too many distractions, people's minds have become muddled about what they want to achieve in life, and there's a lack of focus on what they want to do. Now, pair all this up with a lack of discipline, accountability, responsibility. Sure, I can see exactly why people are struggling to stay consistent. Okay, well, how are we going to practice consistency? Okay, well, the power of consistency, it's a core component to achieving success in whatever you want to do in life, in anything. So the first thing that you can do to maintain consistency is to have a clear goal in mind. Without a clear goal, it's hard to get motivated in anything you want to do. If you're having difficulty, having a goal in life, maybe you can take some inspiration from other people's experience, stories, whatnot, right? I'm sure you can see there's a bunch of people you could see on social media where you're like, this person is doing what I want to do, or they're where I want to be, right? And you just start making goals, right? Try reading some books, or, you could even get a life coach who can help guide you and give you clarity and focus in your life. Your goals are the ones that are going to serve as a driver for your motivation and consistency. And then once you have your goals, the next step is to make a plan to achieve the goals. Your overall goals are broad in vision and scope, so we need to break it down into smaller bits so that you can achieve, in shorter periods, right? We want to treat it like a ladder, right? Little steps, end up being miles. So as an example, let's say your dream, so if your dreams will take 10 years to complete, plan in detail what you have to do every year, and then focus on the first year. What you have to do in every month, and then what do you need to do every week, and then what do you need to do every day. And then you have a schedule, and by creating this schedule and timetable, doing all these breakdowns, you're going to see that what you need to do precisely at specific points in time, and everything will just become crystal clear. Now, once you set your goals and plans up, next comes the hard part. Doing things repeatedly and maintaining consistency over a long period. Many people can start with the goal setting and plan making steps, but then when they start doing something, they give up midway through the process, or maybe not even halfway through. Right? It's essential to prepare yourselves mentally to develop consistency in what we are doing. It's important to remember that long-term goals involve making incremental progress over time and not snatching the big fish immediately. To help maintain a steady focus, we should direct our energy and minds to a couple of things. Focus on what's truly important. Do things one at a time, and then focus on the process and execution of that activity. Being present at the moment is a crucial thing here. Avoid dwelling too much on the future outcomes. You don't know what they're going to be, right? And that's going to distract you from what we have to do right now. Another thing that can be a great deal of help is to practice the idea of doing things 1% a day. Accomplish something every day, learn from it, and improve the next day. Once you start doing the same thing again, right, the percentages accumulate, and eventually you're going to see yourself getting, bigger goals and bigger goals, right? So now we need to talk about reasons why consistency, staying consistent is the key to success, right? There's a bunch of different reasons. We're going to go over a couple of them here. Right, so the first one's going to be accountability. Performing actions consistently involves doing the same activities almost every day. Right, of course, we need some breaks every now and again, but the moment we skip doing something for a day or 2 or 3, and then our objective fails, it's easy to see why such a thing happened. Being consistent makes us accountable for all of our actions. There is nobody else to blame if you are the one doing the activities needed to meet goals. We are missing out on a work day or 2 means we might need to adjust our actions and behaviors to complete those plans. Right, next thing we need to talk about is trust. Practicing consistency in our everyday lives helps build our trustworthiness with other people. It's easy to preach to others, but it might be harder to do what we say. People who, walk the talk look very credible and trustworthy in the eyes of other people. When other people trust you, it makes you feel good about what you're doing. And you know that what you're doing is worth it. Being trusted by others also helps build self-confidence and creates the momentum to push forward with meeting all of your goals and objectives. Well, we also got to talk about that reputation because, concerning that trust, maintaining consistency in our actions can make us relevant and build our reputation to others. Especially if you're in, a business or you're a leader in something. Consistent hard work leads to long-term results. And people would like to work with someone who has a proven track record of getting stuff done. In business, this can mean more opportunities for clients. Doing your work consistently and earning good results can make a big difference in getting a promotion or staying, a rank and file employee in a company setting. It's another cog in the wheel. You don't want to do that. Well, then we've got self-control, discipline. Right? Being consistent can be challenging, right? It requires a lot of self-control, right? And it can be an entirely new habit if one is not used to being consistent in doing things. Practicing consistency instills, discipline and makes us focus and more aware of what we have to do. It can be pretty tough to let go of old habits, but in order to improve things and achieve personal growth, we got to be consistent in everything we do. Last but not least, goals become measurable. When trying out, something new, you can only determine if it will be a success or a fail if you do it consistently for quite a little while. If obtaining quick results is your cup of tea, chances are you might stop or drop doing things that you don't immediately see any success from doing. Having the discipline to do something consistently will allow you to push through doing things and see if it's going to be effective or not. For all you know, there might be only minor changes that need to change in the process for, something at work, right? It might just, it's only something that you might see if you persist in doing it before deciding to give it up, right? Give it a chance, right? So at the end of the day, you need to just practice consistency now. Maintaining consistency in everything that we do in our life, right? As long as it's not consistency in making bad habits, right? This can make all the difference between achieving success or not. Now, it's not easy to practice consistent action, especially if it involves doing the same thing every day, right? Which can look dull, repetitive. But practicing consistency, consistent playing, the long game. Don't expect immediate results. New habits need to form, and change is something that people can be hesitant to do. It's never too late to practice consistency, especially once we, want to improve ourselves and meet our goals several years down the line. But it can be tough to do alone. So, if you need some guidance from other people, that's fine. A life coach or whatever it is, to help you improve your way of doing things. So, when you're ready to make the change, to grow, have some personal development, grow yourself, grow your business, remember, be consistent. Develop the discipline to be consistent. Okay? So hopefully this is going to get your mind in the right set of frame that you need to be. right? So you can get them goals and not just write them down and make a plan, but actually stick to them, do them, achieve them, be consistent. I believe in you. You can do it. Make sure you guys like this video if you liked it. If you're not subscribed to the channel, I'd appreciate if you did. But till I see you guys in the next one, as always, y'all be safe.